So one of the biggest aspects of life that can trip you up and trip you up bad is if you don't have control of that temper. And it's something that most of us have, especially if you're men, we've dealt with, I'm sure, most of our lives at some degree or another. Or we see people or know people currently that just don't have control of their temper. They lose their shit over even the dumbest things. If you have the right tools and you actually work on the stuff, you don't need any professionals or counselors or none of that. All you need is about 20 minutes of quiet and a couple of techniques. And like anything else in this world, you want to get good at it, you have to just persist with it. So that's what I'm here to talk about today. My name's Jay. Thanks for being back. Thank you to my new subscriber. I got 8. Thank you, number 8. So what I'm talking about today is the ways that I have found that work for me to control my temper. And I'm telling you guys, I've been through, just in case you're brand new to the channel, I've been through 3 open heart surgeries in my 20s. Some craziness there with all the surgeries, and some other typical down times as a man that many men go through. I'm sure many of you can relate. Been divorced. Got divorced in 2018. But again, with the right outlook, and I'm not kidding, certain tools, like I'm living, at 45, I'm living an amazing life. And it's because of these tools. So the one today, this one kind of covers it all for me, is meditation. And I wore the Twilight Zone as a little joke, because I know some people, oh, what's meditation? Oh, I'm sure some people turned off. That's fine. I'm here to help, damn it. And it's the truth. I'm here to help. And these things help me, and now I want to help you. So when you do these meditations, okay, you start to slowly, you don't soften up, okay? You don't lose your edge. Jerry Seinfeld, he's been doing 2-a-days transcendental meditation. He's been doing that twice a day, he claims, for like almost 40 years. Clint Eastwood, same thing. Mr. Clint Eastwood, I mean, there's a lot of different people. You probably know people that do this. I bet you some of the nicest people that we encounter are like, wow, they're so nice. I bet you they meditate. And there's nothing against God or Christianity. There's no devil worshiping. There's no evil spirits. I know the old-fashioned people get crazy when I bring up meditation, but it is a beautiful thing. In fact, my mom's come way around on it, which I'm very proud of. And it's helped her mood and just your overall look. You can do whatever the heck you want. You can pray, you can meditate, you can do it all. So it's just a form of reflection. So here's the 2 ways I meditate. The first way is more of a fun. It's more of a fun. I hate to say more of a fun way, but it is a more of an adventurous, fun way to meditate, which is the Neville Goddard technique. That's him right there. You got some good hair. Reminds me of somebody, huh? So the Neville Goddard technique. So his technique is to see the wish fulfilled, is how he puts it, or basically just to see the end result. And it doesn't matter what it is. You can make it anything you want. Just, don't get, try not to get too demented with it and twisted, but anything you can imagine. I'll lay back, and the best time to do this, I mean, you can just sit down in the middle of the day and take a 20-minute and just sit down quiet, even if it's in your car, anywhere where it's safe, to kick back and, think about the life you want, and also reflect and be grateful for the life you have. Think of that's the first thing, is go through and just be grateful. Even if you're having a hard time, guys, even if things are looking rough, think of the great things that are going on. Everyone's got some, even if it's just the air that you breathe, or you had a warm meal that day, or you happen to see someone that you haven't seen in a while, or you had a kind interaction with a person, that gave you a little bit of hope. Anything. Be grateful for everything that's going on that day. Be grateful for all of it. And then let your mind start to drift into the ideal life you'd love for yourself. I can, I'll imagine, I love the house I'm in now, but I would love to eventually get to the Southwest. So I'll kick back and I'll think about that. I'll think about a house in the Southwest, and walking through the front door and what the tile looks like, what it smells like, maybe the air conditioning hitting me, hearing my family in the kitchen as I'm walking up, like some family noise, some background noise, what the lights look like in the kitchen, all the people that are there. Just let your mind wander and think of that. And you're going to start to see the more you do that, for one, it just gets your mind reset, especially if you do it like midday. They say to do it, it doesn't matter when you do it. I think in the morning, believe it or not, when you first kind of get up is a good time. Or if you want to do it like at lunchtime and then in the evening. I try to do 2 a day, and trust me, I'm human too. I'll slip, I'll forget, or I'll get hung up like the holidays. And I went actually a couple days, I did nothing. And I felt it. I really felt it. Boy, did I feel it. And I realized the one day I said, you know what? I had a break in the action. I went and meditated, and I felt like $1,000,000. So that's the first way, is the Neville Goddard approach, where you think about the end and you are grateful for the now, which is all you have anyways, is the present. So the second way is what they call transcendental meditation. And I wore the Twilight Zone shirt for a little bit of fun. But I know some of the old timers, and I understand, some of the traditional people, they get weird with meditation, and I don't know why. I think somehow along time it's gotten mixed up with like the occult or something, but Jesus even mentions meditation. It's mentioned in the Bible. So we'll get into that a different day. But the other kind is transcendental meditation. It's the kind that Jerry Seinfeld does, Clint Eastwood, a lot of successful people, Jim Carrey. And I know they're Hollywood stars. I'm not a huge Hollywood guy. I'm just trying to make it relatable so you know that there's people out there. And maybe you've tried this in the past, and you can maybe if it frustrated you, you can try it again. So with transcendental meditation, what you want to do is basically create a state of mind where there's no thoughts. You just are. You are just, this tiny little human breathing being wherever you are in that room, in that space. And as you're in that state, magic happens. It's tough, and it takes practice, guys. It takes practice and persistence, just like anything else. You know the deal. Just like working out, you want to get ripped, you got to do it every day. You got to do the right things all the time, every day. Even on the days where you don't want to do it, you have to get in these habits, and it will repay you. Trust me, it'll repay you. It'll pay you back. So as you do this, the technique is basically, you want to have a word in your mind. And imagine, I try to think of a 2-syllable word. And imagine your own voice in your mind saying it. As you're breathing, and close your eyes, get into a nice, comfortable position. You could even sit in a chair like this and do it. But I like to be a little reclined. But the problem is it's easy to fall asleep. So don't get too comfortable laying down. Be careful, because it's easy to fall asleep. So get this word in your mind and try to make up a word that doesn't even exist, because you don't want the word to even have any meaning. And you hear this word in your head over and over again. And you concentrate on just your breathing, just being relaxed, and just that word. And then eventually you almost start to ignore that word. And then you start to get into that mode where you just are. And it's so peaceful. It's so peaceful. It's such a good mental reset as well as a physical reset. Helps with your blood pressure as well. And I'm telling you, as you start to do this, certain things will come to light, and certain thoughts will come into your mind, and you'll be shocked, because you'll start to see what I call the landscape of life. Every time you do a meditation, you'll start to see a clearer and clearer picture of everything around you. And you're going to see most of it's BS nonsense. And I'm not being negative. What I mean by that is none of this means what you think it means. If you I forgot to send a Christmas card. What are they going to think if I did? Guys, it doesn't matter. You got to stop with holding on to these things and this anger and holding these grudges. Because at the end of the day, as soon as this life and the lights are shut out, we're all going to realize, I think, that this was a test, and this was supposed to be an adventure. And this was supposed to be the Creator having adventures through all of us, all the unique ways life can be lived. Okay? So you start to drop some of that anger. And then you just start to realize that's when you see a guy who's really built and ripped in that, and you'll see it once in a while. And he'll get messed with, or somebody will try to pick a fight, and he'll just say some words and even walk away. And people will say, "Oh, what a pussy," or what. But the guys who know will go in with it. The guys who know will watch that and say, "Wow, I know he could have killed that guy if he wanted." He has his control of his emotions. The biggest currency we have in this life is your attention. If you let someone snatch that attention from you and control this, you can't let another person, a human being, another man do that. You can't, as hard as it is. So today's lesson, if you will, today's topic was want to control the anger, man or woman out there, but more for those younger men, man. I see some younger men, and some of you guys are so smart, you got good things going, but then you drink and you got this temper, and I don't want to see you blow it. So listen to us old heads, okay? We're looking out for you. We're not trying to be a know-it-all. We just want to see you live a great life. So the meditation, give it a try and give it some time every single day and really stick with it. And if you miss one, if you only got 10 minutes, then do 10 minutes. Start to slowly just take that time for yourself and relax, and then you'll start to realize you're not going to hold that anger like you usually do, and you're going to have more control over your temper, and that's a huge one. So guys, I hope you're well. I hope this helped you, and we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll go for another walk, but I'll do some playing. I'll get some playing in this one, I promise. All right, so be good, guys. I love you.